guys, it's me, Haley, and welcome back to my channel. I know that I haven't filmed in a hot minute. I think it's been like 3 weeks now since I've uploaded, to be honest, and that's just because of school and finals, and I'm lucky to be able to film this video right now for the 10 seconds that I have to breathe. But I'm really excited about today's video. It is actually in collaboration with Alyssa over at Books with Alyssa J. I feel so honored that she reached out to me and asked me to do this video with her. And so I will let Alyssa tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa and I'm from the channel Books with Alyssa J. And on my channel I love talking about YA books, specifically fantasy and sci-fi, but I throw in a little bit of contemporary every now and again. And I'm also trying to get into middle grade and some adult fantasies, but I'm just trying them out and seeing what I like. On my channel I post defacing videos where I deface the cover of a book and review it, and I like to try and incorporate some of my creativity that way. And I'm also all about having real talks on my channel. I created the BookTube Real Talk tag to do just that and really be honest about the community as well as helping other booktubers as well. So without further ado, I'll let you get back to Haley's video.
In this video, we are going to be talking about the books that make us happy. So I will give you 5 recommendations here, and then you can head over to Alyssa's channel and she will give you 5 more recommendations. So some of the books that I'm going to be talking about today they're kind of all over the place. Some of them make me happy for nostalgia reasons, or just cutesy reasons, or just the fact that they broke my heart but somehow still made me feel really happy. I don't get it either. Yeah, so let's just get into it. So the first book I'm going to talk about, I actually don't own a copy of this. I know that I used to, and it got lost somewhere, I think, or might be somewhere in my house, I don't know. But that book is Wonder by R.J. Palacio, I think the author is. Now, I haven't read this book in a really long time. I think I read it my freshman year of high school, and I'm about to be a senior in college, so that kind of gives you the time frame in which I have read it. But I remember I read this book when my parents and I went to Europe, and I remember sitting in our hotel room in Amsterdam, and I was just reading this book like for hours and hours. Like I couldn't put it down, and me feel like all the feels. Like I felt really sad while reading it, but then I also just felt like really happy. I think like last year my husband and I watched the movie together, and I bawled my eyes out because it was so cute and it just gave me like all the warm and fuzzy feels. So if you don't know what Wonder is about, it's about our main character, and his name is August, I believe his name is, and he has some facial deformities, and it's all kind of about his journey going to public school and kind of just like the struggles that he faces, but then also some great friendships that he makes. So yeah, this book makes me happy for one, because of just like the nostalgia reasons behind it, and then 2, I really do think that it's just a great touching middle grade story. I really need to reread it because it fills my heart with just like so much like happiness. So the next book I have is kind of just like a fun, cute book that puts a smile on my face, and that is Hedgehog Wisdom. I saw this at my local bookstore and it was on sale for $5, so I bought it. If you don't know, my husband and I actually have a pet hedgehog, and so seeing this book just put like the biggest smile on my face. And the pictures in here are literally so cute. I wish my hedgehog wasn't so grumpy that I could do this, but yeah, like he's really grumpy. I feel like he's grumpier than usual, but like, see, he's like in a little watermelon. And then there's also another hedgehog in here, and he's just so small and cute, and like just like the little cute pictures in this like make me smile like so much, and like it just makes me so happy because like whenever I'm having like a bad day, like I pick up this book and I flip through it and just look at like the cute little like quotes in it. And actually one of the hedgehogs in this book died, and that makes me really sad because his name was Hodge Huffington. But like, yeah, this just makes me feel like really good and happy, and you know, it just lifts my spirits when I'm feeling kind of down. So the next book I have doesn't really make like a lot of sense to me. Okay, this copy's really busted, but it's The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And looking at it now, I definitely would not like this book as much now. You can see like my nasty like coffee ring on it, and there's a legit like footprint on the back of it. Part of me wonders like why I still have this copy, but like I can't let it go. I'm not even gonna explain the synopsis because everybody in the world knows what this book is about. The reason that this book makes me happy is because, so I read it I think when I was in 7th grade, and 7th grade was like a really like hard time in my life. And so this was like I wasn't a big reader at this time, but like this was the one book that made me feel like, I don't want to say like it made me feel seen. It just gave me like this immense amount of comfort, and it was something that like I could run away to, and like if I was feeling sad or upset and then like I just wanted to get away from everything, like this was, I could just pick up this book and get lost in this book. And I think that's what makes me so happy, like thinking about this book, is that even though like this is such a sad book, it just gave me a place to run away to. And even though I probably wouldn't enjoy this book now, I have to give it the credit that it gave for me when I was going through something really hard. So the next book I have is also a kind of nostalgic book, and again, don't really understand like why it makes me happy, but that's Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Again, I had the whole Hunger Games trilogy at one point, but I don't know where it went. So I bought this one for $1 at a book warehouse that's in like a town by me. I don't even think I finished Mockingjay, to be honest, but this is definitely my favorite book in the trilogy. Again, like I read this at a time that I wasn't reading a lot. I think I might have read this when I was in like 8th grade probably. Again, it was a time that was extremely hard for me, and it gave me that sense of like that I could just like escape into this other world. And you know, like at the time for me, like Katniss was like really relatable as kind of like this, you know, angsty teenage character, but like also like badass and like trying to save the world, even though that's like not relatable. But you know, like she just made me feel like seen, and that I felt like I could relate to her. And just also this story was just so much fun. Like I loved the new arena in this, you know, like it was my absolute favorite, and I really need to reread it because this is one of those books that I feel like I would enjoy almost just as much, because it's just one of those like OG like dystopian books. Like even objectively, if it's not the best, it's still like you can enjoy it, like it's good. Like I feel like it's kind of like Shatter Me in a way, you know. It's just like it's that OG book that like you know that you can love. So the last book I have to talk about is a more recent read for me, and this book is also very conflicting for me because it made me so sad, but it also made me just like so happy. And I actually have two annotated copies, and that is Stacy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I have the original copy that I annotated, and I got this one from Book of the Month. And then I also have this copy that I defaced, and I didn't reread it, but I went through and added my annotations that I did in the first book, and I'm actually, plus like a little more, and I'm actually going to be sending this off to my husband that's on deployment, so I'm really excited for him to get this. But yeah, I defaced this book, please no one yell at me in the comments. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I also like painted the edges. Yeah, I mean the worst was unsticking the pages, but you know, whatever, that's not the point of this video. Stacy Jones and the Six. If you don't know what Daisy Jones is about, basically it is told in interview format, and it is all about this band, Daisy Jones and the Six, and how they got together and why they broke up. And that's all I'm really gonna say about it, because that's all you gotta know. So this book made me cry so much, especially if you listen to the audiobook. Like, you have to listen to the audiobook, but it also just made me feel like extremely happy, because again, it was so relatable. I mean, not to like the extreme that like the things that happen like in this book, but just like some of the feelings that like these character has are just extremely like relatable. And honestly, my favorite character in this book is Camila. I don't care what people say about her, but she is one of like my all-time favorite characters now, because I love the way that she thinks about things. And I mean, she definitely has her flaws, like, don't get me wrong. She is so like stubborn, and like she knows what she wants, but at the same time, like, she is so forgiving, and like she just wants to be able to give like people the world. And just reading about that, just like really, even if it was like the saddest situation, like it really just like made me feel happy, because like it inspired myself to want to be better like that, and to not hold a grudge, and to just be like a forgiving and like caring soul. Like, she made me want to be like a better person. Like, she was just really inspiring to me. And also just like the book in general, just and you know, it's so weird because it makes me so sad, but like it makes me so happy at the same time. Like, it's so hard to explain, but like if you haven't read it, please just read it. Like, especially like listen to the audiobook. So good. So those are the 5 books that make me happy. Again, go check out Alyssa's video. I'll make sure to link it in the description box below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Darling, you